my God, we're here.
We're here.
Oh man, we're here to talk Squid Games, and I mean, I don't know if they saw it in the title, right? See, but
We're
we brought
drinking
wine.
tonight.
We're having a good time. I know I already revealed what we're drinking. I'm drinking. You're drinking. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to UPRE Squid Games. Wind down, buns. She see the superior. We're here to talk about episode 4 and 5. You get 2 episodes. Count them. 2 episodes.
The price of one.
Oh my God! Look at that. So you're gonna get us here for a lot longer. You're welcome.
And don't forget, if you're here, don't forget to leave us a like, so we can enjoy this together in the future. You know, we got our drinks. We're chatting it up about the show. You know, you're gonna have a good time. So leave us a like. But tonight we are talking about, again, not 1 but 2 episodes. Episode 4 and episode 5.
Oh my God.
So the 4th episode, if you saw our last review, we went over the 3rd, and the 4th episode takes up almost immediately after the 3rd, right? We got our main guys, right? We got what's his name? 101.
Let's get him. Oh yeah, I have a name from him, but I'll be polite this week. But yes.
And we got old girl, hot
grandma Summer, baby.
Yes.
Hot grandma.
All of them are walking back to, you know, their main, like, you know, dormitory, I'll call it, the room where the beds are.
That's smart.
And oh boy, 101, he puts the little light, a little flirt. He's like, he sticks it right on her little booty, right? Talking about he having that. And I don't know, it just seems like there's something, you like we said, there's something building between them, right? There's some kind of flirty behavior. And we see our other cast of characters. They all go back to the dormitory, and we got our main guy, our man child. What's his name? 456.
456. Yes, blood and struggling.
Yes, he's thinking about the last game in his head, and he's like, you know, something's a little suspicious because our golden boy 218 had some suspicious behavior, right, during the games. He was like, oh yeah, let's split up. Oh yeah, do you think, are you like he was wanted to warn him almost, but he did it because he's, you know, who knows, right? But he kind of brushes it off because that's his boy from back in like elementary school days. He's like, yeah,
they're the homies.
Yeah, that's his homie
around the corner. They're like, well, yeah, you know what, whatever, man. You know what, we're still alive. Let's stick to the team. Let's do this. It's okay. It's all right.
Facts. And he's really happy-go-lucky anyway. So he's very much like, you know, no, that can't be the case. He's always trying to believe the best in people.
And ladies and gentlemen, what C means to say he's an idiot in a kind, friendly way, because he's an idiot.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But so he kind of talks himself out of that, and kind of continues on his way to the dormitory. Once they get there, right, after you barely escape with your life, what are you? Of course, you're hungry. You're like, I'm ready to eat. Let's get this food going.
Oh my God, this scene right here. Yeah.
So the game masters, you know, the PlayStation giants.
The PlayStation Warriors.
The PlayStation Warriors soldiers or whatever. They come in with some rations and they get in the line. And what they give them a freaking water bottle, right? A glass one. And they give them a little tiny 1 egg.
Oh yeah, that's gonna fulfill them after almost dying.
After you risk your life playing in this game, sweating like a mofo, like scared for your life, and you come back with 1 fucking hard-boiled egg, like,
oh my God, see. Yes. No, that is very upsetting. Like, that's like pretty much doing. So what they're doing is almost hard labor. Just remind me of work or something like that. And then you come back and you get pennies or nickels or something like that. It's just awful. But this was an interesting scene because it happened. I wasn't thinking nothing about it when I first watched it, right? But then, and I don't mean to cut you off because you're doing a great job narrating, but the part where, you know, Cock and his boys, they cut the line and they sit here and start like, you know, like they cut the line. And now they get extra because he's like, what the hell? This is not going to fill us up. What is this crap?
Right.
And then, you know, him and Hot Grandma, they cut, and the boys, they cut the line to get extra food. One guy had enough of this because he said, I played so many games. I played some of these crappy games, almost died. Now I'm going to die of starvation. Nah, you wrong. Stop doing that. He stood, and I'm proud of him. He stood up, pumped his chest up, and didn't really do much because unfortunately it led to his demise, which is hilarious to me because this scene was hilarious because he died, right? I know it sounds so sick, right? So here's the thing that I know. I promise, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sick. I feel like I'm recorded, and now someone's gonna post me on TMZ and say you're weird. The scene where he gets beat up and he dies, you're already like, yo, they killed this dude. Wondering if there's any ramifications. But when I heard the money flowing through the pig, I said, oh,
right. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing the whole time. But my thing is, right.
Yes.
The thing that I didn't catch, because we went ahead and watched the whole season, so we're all caught up. So this is just like a recap of what happened, right? So we can catch some clues of what we missed the first time, right? So old girl was the one who gave Snake Eyes or Cockface the idea to go back in the line, because he was just like, oh, this is all we get, but he was about to take it and eat it and go about his business.
He ain't that tough, because Grandma was a lot tougher. Like, we could just cut the line.
Facts.
Grandma was about that life. Grandma was about that life.
She was like, she took him to the side, right, her little bag, and she was like whispering, some things in his ear, and gave him the idea that, hey, yeah, let's just cut the line. And that's what they did. And then unfortunately it led to the guy's death, like you said, right?
Yes.
But that's when all hell breaks loose, because that's when they realized, you could kill people outside of the games and still get money for it.
All you have to do is live. That's all it is. All you have to do. It's mind blowing because, like, you see that, right? So when that happens, and Golden Boy, he points out, like, yo, we need to form now he wants to form an alliance. Now he's all about that NSYNC Backstreet Boy life. Now he want to form a boy band, right? So now they're like, oh yeah, let's stick together. And
because it's dangerous at this point. They don't know if they're going to last through the night. So like, let's get this watch together. Yeah.
And it's pretty much, the boy band, Old Man Jenkins, Agent Number One, Man Child, Golden Boy, and the strongest Ali there ever was. And but then they recruit. That was a good picture. That is the most determined picture I've ever seen of Ali. You see the powerful freaking chin right there, man. But then they get Black Widow to join, and she's alone. Yes. She just don't want to. She's like, I want to be left alone. But she knows that it's better if there's numbers, because by herself she don't stand a chance.
She's a goner.
And this scene was very wild too. Like the way it was filmed in the dark, and you see a lot of like flashing, like lights and stuff like that. Hey, what's going on?
What's going on?
Elvis.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave us a like and share.
Yeah, do that, Elvis. Good job, Elvis. He's a good lad. He's all 5'2". All 5'2" of him is a good guy. But this scene was this scene was so wild. I mean, you see people, like I said, flashing of lights. You see people going over the place. Everyone's just fighting and trying to make the night. It's so wild. So eventually, this is all stopped, and this is one of the clues you was talking about since you revealed, like, we pretty much seen every episode, and we're just doing this lovely review. Ah, yes, look at him. He's such a con artist. But he sat there on top of the bed. Oh,
yes.
Stop.
I'm scared.
I can't sleep at night. I just need to bend the gate on my elbow. I just want to sleep.
You're scaring me.
Oh.
And this whole time, right? Spoiler alert. He's being like, he's behind, like he knows what the F is going on. So I'm like, how can he? What gave him the goal to sit on this tippity top of the tower that he placed himself on to make this I'm scared announcement and say all of this and think that this is going to make a difference? But, I guess he gave the right code word or whatever, because they're like, oh, look, old boy's in danger. We about to shut it down. So the game
it's funny you mentioned all that, because we were chatting earlier, right? And I remember you mentioned something, but even though he knew he was a part of this game, everyone else did not. So he, like, and I like how you put that, the code word. He made it clear, like, hey, shit's getting wild.
I'm in danger.
Help. Yeah,
Right. I signed up for this, but not all of this. So
I signed up for this, but not all of this.
So yeah. So after that, the guards, right? The playmasters or the PlayStation guys.
Warriors, yes.
PlayStation Warriors, they come in and they shut it down. But it was really interesting though, right? Because they did, as far as our core group of characters, right? They kind of came together and protected each other. They were really there for each other.
Yes.
And that was interesting. So much so that they said, hey, you know, let's go in shifts and all of this jazz. And we got to see the relationship build between, what's his name? Golden Boy, right?
Oh, and Ali.
And Ali. So it was just really like, okay, we got to see that Ali is just a good person. Like he's putting all of his trust in Sir, which is what he calls him.
Bloody Sir.
Right. And that was really interesting to see. But when the guards came in, they shut everything down and kind of put everything back to normal. Right. But they still, right, they have to prepare for the next games because as soon as the morning breaks, as soon as the sun rises, they have to go to the next game. And oh wait. But before then, you know what we forgot?
Tell me, what we forget?
We forgot. We forgot the magical, mystical connection.
Oh, talking about Grandma and Cock?
Literally, yes.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it how I said it. So Grandma and Cock had a moment, and you know what? Good for Grandma. You know what? I'm giving it up to Grandma because she's sitting there saying age ain't nothing but a number. Age ain't nothing but a thing. And she got up there. And I don't want to do the motions, but she was up there. I mean, when I was watching it in dub, and I'm not even gonna lie, and dub is the most corniest thing in the world because the dubbing sound corny, but it's hilarious. Oh yeah. Oh. I had to like turn it down because I didn't want my neighbors thinking anything. So right. You know, yeah, what's happening over there? But Grandma got some. Grandma got some of the cock.
Got some with cock face.
That's right. It wasn't even his face.
It was his cock.
Good for Grandma.
So you know what? As I was uploading these images, right, I was thinking. This is some sexism that we're calling her hot girl grandma because ain't nobody in this cast young, right? Because look at this. Come on now.
Right. But you know, but you know, he had a lot of nerve though. Like there was a few spots. I know I'm jumping the gun, but he was like, babe. What do you mean, babe? You kind of old to call me babe, right? I'm like, dude.
You old too. Y'all about 4 years apart, if max.
You're being nice. You're being nice. He's literally 2 days apart. Like they're not too far apart.
But yeah, they did have this connection. They did have this hookup, which makes what happens later in the episode all the more, you know, scandalous because
right.
They are brought into the next games. They're brought into this all white room, and we don't really know what is going to happen, right? But we do know that they have to create this group of 10. And our main court of characters, we got like what, 5, 6?
Yeah.
So they need to find some more folks. So Mr. Sneaky Golden Boy, right? He tells everybody, look, we need to find some niggas up in here because we got too many bitches.
Yo, she's off the hook tonight. But he pretty much, she pretty much, but you're not lying. You're not lying. He pretty much was like, yo, we need guys.
Facts.
He pretty much was like, look, not for nothing. You ain't have a penis, you can't be on this team. So you know, Cockface was off. I get what you mean. I saw exactly what you were talking about. So that's pretty much. Am I lying? He pretty much was like that. Look.
Yes.
He pretty much was like that. To which we got to talk about. We didn't talk enough about off the hook doctor on this fucking team because he's look at him. He looks like he's about to con me. He looks like he's full of con. But you know, this guy. And you know, he knows the game because he's already working with some of the PlayStation Masters.
Selling organs, you know, in the background.
I kid you not, right? I kid you not. So when I was first watching this, I didn't get it. I was like, why are they? And then it was like, oh, they're selling these things because if the organs are good, apparently you get money for it. I don't know this because I don't cut people the hell open. So I just didn't know. So, but he's working with them, but he's always getting the idea of what the last game with the honey
what the next
cooking
game is going to be. He gets the heads
so
up.
he always knew. So he already knew, yo, I gotta team up with the cock and like start like forming this team of men. Because he was already like, we need men on this team, because you already knew what it was. Let's just say right now it was tug of war, and he was like, yo, we need dudes. And that's when Cock dropped grandma, because Cock is like, yo, like
after he already done
he cocked
cocked it up in the bathroom with her. After she done gave up the goods. That's when he want to be like, oh nah, don't call me baby. First of all, don't call me baby. Second of all, I don't want you on my team.
Yo, that was hilarious. Stop calling me babe, you old lady. I'm sitting there saying,
I wasn't old when you was getting this poom poom, right? What the poom wasn't too old. Now suddenly I'm grandma because you need a team of niggas and you wasn't acting like you was all up in the queue 2 seconds ago. Like, come on. These dudes be out here dirty. This is a lesson. This is a lesson to the ladies, man. Keep the legs closed, because these dudes about to use and abuse you and throw you to the side when it's time to play tug of war.
Yeah, especially when it's tug of war. Yeah.
Especially.
Yeah. And that could be used both like literally, like figuratively and literally, because that was off the hook. But he drops grandma. But grandma's a fighter though. We gotta talk about how grandma, she bounces back. Grandma's one of them. She's literally a basketball survivor. Yeah, that's right. She's a survivor. She's in that video with Kelly, Beyonce, and the other girl. And like
us.
Yeah, that is us. Michelle. That's the trio of destiny. Hello. That's why, and Michelle ain't here, but he'll be back next week. But she bounces back and says, hey, you look like you guys don't have a teammate. Enough for your team. I want to join. And they're trying to like push her off because they already like, yo, you're trouble. Like, we don't even want to deal with you. But she just makes herself like, she knows. And this is what the thing about grandma. She's one of the things we said earlier when we were talking about her in earlier episodes, which you can watch on the archives. But she pretty much was like, she's pretty much a character, is my point. She's a character, and I feel like she knew she wasn't welcome, but she said, the hell with that. I'm on this team.
She's shooting her shot. She's like, look, what can I lose at this point? Let me just see if they'll let me in. And time, ran out by that time, so they had no choice. They had to take her, right? So they are escorted into this other room. Keep in mind, right, this group is made of our core cast of characters, which consists of an old man. We got Black Widow over there. She's, smart, but she's about 80 pounds soaking wet. She's a thin little girl. And she herself decides, hey, F this, I'm about to get a man. F this, misogynoir. We are not about to do this here. She went and got another chick to bring into the team, honey. Yes. So she went and got her.
Yes,
but
and she was another small thing too, because she wasn't necessarily. I'm talking about height wise. She was a very small thing.
Yes, all of these girls is itsy bitsy. They ain't bringing nothing to this tug of war. But she did go get her, right? Yeah. And again, they're escorted to the next room where they found out the actual game, which is of course tug of war. And Snake Eyes or Snake Cockface, right? He already has his team of men. He's like, yeah, yo, we got this. They get called first. They make easy work of the other team. As they're pulling, right, the other team gets, they pulled and they're dangling, about to fall, and then the freaking knife, whatever it's called,
it was like a guillotine. Yeah.
Guillotine comes, chops the rope, and they fall to their death. Pretty much.
Gruesome. That was so
very gruesome. Yeah. And we got the game players. They come in, they collect the pieces, and one of the guys, right, who fell from the rope, he's breathing like he's unconscious and he's like struggling, but he's alive. So they take him into these little gift bag, boxes. Coffins.
Yeah, gift coffins.
Yes, but they mark his like with a little cross of blood, so we know that there's something special or something's going to happen with this one, right?
You guys take his organs, yeah.
So then, as luck would have it, our main group, they get called next, and they get called with another group, their opponents, and it's all men, and they like, bruh, we about to die, like, what we about to do?
But before we go even further, Cockface in his group, he said, it would have been nice if it was you. And I just always laugh at the duck, but he really wanted to get them out.
Yes.
But this I thought this was Golden Boy's shining, because there's two things. Grandpa or Agent One. I mean, when he was talking about, him playing tug of war, yes, him tug of war. I gotta say, for an old man, he got a nice set of teeth, like because he got them, he got them.
Let me look. Okay, yeah, not bad. They're all there. Present and accounted for.
But he pretty much talking the story about when he was a child playing tug of war. And everything like that, and everyone's trying to listen to him because it's like he has wisdom. He's lived a long time. To which I thought this was really interesting because we might as well jump to episode 5 because it really just jumps to episode 5. But as they're doing the tug of war, and it's looking like everything is bleak for our main team, Golden Boy comes up with the idea of everyone run forward and
we forgot. A grandpa, Asian number 1, he gave him the strategy. He's like, look, I used to play as a young boy. You gotta get. He gave him all the keys, and I'm thinking, yo, if I ever in the opportunity to play tug of war again, I'm about to utilize some of these strategies, right? He tells him, look, it's gotta be alternate. Like if you one person on the left, one person on the right, you gotta lean all the way the hell back, like you looking at the other person's crotch. You gotta freaking pause for 10 seconds and see what the other team about to do. He gave us some key points that essentially led to their victory, and it was at one point in time that they thought that they were going to be overtaken by the other team. At which point, Golden Boy, right, 218, he gave him like, look, we desperate now. We gotta make some desperate moves. So let's run up 3 steps at my count.
That's what it was. Yes.
So they do that, right? And the other team, who has, of course, been pulling like, and when you move forward, of course, that causes them to fall back.
To trip over, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, fall back. There you go.
So that's what happens. And they took advantage of that opportunity and was able to pull the other team into their death. And this is episode 5, guys, by the way. We're transitioning to episode 5.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, and it was so brilliant because like when he did that and they fell, and it was such quick thinking. And I'm glad you said that because like, the stuff about tug of war. And like, I think we all go to like, anytime you ever played, you just always thought it was about brute strength. Meanwhile, there's a sense of, there's a technical aspect of,
there needs to be strategy.
And I mean what he was saying, but there was a really interesting key because as we are in episode 5 and we might as well reveal everything because like, C said, we've seen it, but if you look at old man, he was never chained.
See, I saw that in the video talking about it. And I'm like, I don't know. Like I went back and looked at it. I was like, But I do see, we know that he's in on the game, right? He's a suspicious. We named him correctly Agent Number 1 because he's a double agent. He knows everything that's going on.
let me ask this part though. This is an interesting part. Now we knew our heroes were going to win, right? Mm-hmm. What would happen if they all fell and he was the only one there? I'm just saying, isn't that an interesting piece right there?
I don't know what would have happened. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they would have just not chopped the rope. Maybe he would have everyone else would have fell and he would have disconnected. Or, you know what? Maybe he would have just died at that point because he didn't seem to be very enthusiastic about humanity and or life, right? So he just seemed to want to live for the thrill at this point. But
I asked that because they were all chained. So when they all were going to fall, he wasn't going to fall because he was never chained. So I'm just saying, if I'm one of the players watching, and I see he wasn't chained, I'm saying, you put stuff in your head together, like, is he onto this? What's going on? So it's an interesting thing. There's a really interesting what if, mm-hmm. And speaking of what if, that's another archive. Here I am just doing cheap plugs here at this point. But it made me think, like, what would have happened if such and such things went a different route? But let's keep talking about it. Our heroes win. They go back to They go back to the dorm.
They go back to the dorm after their victory, right? And again, if you're still watching, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and or share the video with your friends so we can all drink and enjoy together. We are indulging in some alcohol this evening, talking about the show. Let's all do it together. So They go back into the dorm, right? And at this point, they've won. And the only other people are the cock-faced guy and his crew, aka 101, right? Cool. And they're thinking, right? Some time passes, other teams come out, and they're thinking, bruh, we already know at this point it's about to be a shuffle tonight. Like, you know, as soon as the lights go off, we gotta fight for our lives.
I know that's right.
So they're like, look, let's create some kind of strategy here. Let's get people on shifts. You're gonna stay up. They debate on who's staying up for the first shift. And the people who volunteer to stay up for the first shift is Golden Boy 218 and our man of gold, right? A heart of gold, Ali.
And the man of gold.
So, Ali, right? Him and 218, they get to know each other a little better, right? Ali discloses that he does have a family back in Pakistan. He's actually from Pakistan, not India. And he says that, yo, I got a family at home. I'm doing this for the money, but I'm also doing this for them. And he split a little piece of corn on the cob with my guy. Like, he's like, look, thank you, sir. He's very grateful to him till this day for giving him that bus fare from like earlier episodes, right? So he's very almost indebted and appreciative, of his kindness. So they have this whole little, you know, moment where they're exchanging information. You get to see their relationship build. And it was during that time, or a little bit after that time, right? We get the next grandpa, Asian number one. He's like, look, I'll keep watch. I don't sleep much anyway.
I'll do it. It's funny when you hear the dove. He's like, yeah, and like when I hear him cough, I'm like, just go lay down, man, please.
Right.
Don't worry.
Why?
I've slept a long time in my life. I can stay up for a little bit.
You know, old people don't need to sleep much. Like what old people is that? Because
I've never heard that, because every old person I've ever seen fall asleep as soon as the sun comes up.
They be sleeping like I don't know what. Like even while they're driving, my grandpa, God rest his soul, he would be on the highway, and I'll be like, Grandpa.
I had to give a warning, like, Grandpa.
Wake up.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, this is the pitch that he gave the people, and him and our man child, right? They take the second shift, and it was during this time in the second shift that man child, aka 456. He disclosed that at another job that he had, right, they had like a strike because they just fired everybody randomly, and they kind of like, I guess, squatted at this job and was like, yo, y'all not about to fire us, and it became violent at one point. And he was talking to Agent number one, and it was at this time that Agent number one began having like these fits, like he became really feverish. Something was going, he became really sick, right? And during that time, that's when our girl Black Widow, she's like, look, let me give him this water bottle. I'll take care of this shift with you. And her and Manchild, they have a moment where they're discussing that, hey, you know, this isn't really a favor I'm doing. You can pay me back in the next game, which is kind of a lie. She was just saying that to keep her like little hard, you know, status, but she's, you know, she's down with the team.
Oh, she is. She really is. I think, and it's funny you mentioned that, like how like each shift that they were bonding, which is, to me, it's so hard to bond with anyone when you think about these games of you don't know if, because that's the thing about being attached, you know, like you're attached to this person, but you don't know what the next game could be and what can happen. So yeah, she was just trying to be like a hard ass and be like, yeah, I don't care about anybody. Hey, you want some water? You know, like, I don't know.
Right, yeah, she was trying to fake the funk, but we already know she got a heart of gold, low key. So it was after that we get transferred to our stepdaddy of the show. Like, I've been dying to talk about him, right?
There we go.
We got stepdaddy, and in case you don't know who stepdaddy is, you missed out on the episode. We got Daddy number one, and I gotta bring him up because I'm about to bring him up every episode, low key. Even though he's
not here, you're gonna bring him up, right?
even though he's only in like 2 episodes. But Daddy needs to be represented. This is Daddy number 1, right?
That's
And
number one.
because
Red and blue daddy.
because he's Squid Daddy number 1, we had to call this guy Stepdaddy because he can't be 2 daddies in the show.
No,
And Stepdaddy,
yes,
he is, he's infiltrating the group, right? He's infiltrating the soldiers.
Great.
And he was able to, uncover in episode 4 that the person coughing in the next room is low-key doing, Morse code, right? And it's saying, 29, which is the number he's assigned to as his, the number he took over when he infiltrated the place. And that led us to this underground, black market organ selling that is that also the doctor, aka Dr. 111, is involved in. And so they are all in this, operation room, makeshift operation room. Dr. 111, he's doing it, trying to get clues for the next game. They got one guy on the operating table, the guy who fell to his death, who was alive after the tug of war, but apparently he passed away. His organs are great. He just fresh organs just passed away. These are prime organs that they're looking for. And Stepdaddy, right, aka Won Jun, what is his name? We'll call him Stepdaddy.
Keep calling him Stepdaddy. That works.
So he's in there looking for his brother, as we know, right?
Right.
And he's kind of scoping for clues. He's like, hey, they start mentioning a previous zombie, as they call the other, the dead.
Right.
And how they only had 1 kidney. And he's like, yo, my brother who I'm looking for only had 1 kidney, because he gave me the other kidney. I got it right here. So he's trying to put together. He's like, oh yeah, what happened? What happened with that guy with the 1 kidney? What happened? And the people, the other soldiers, they're suspicious. They're like, hey, you were there. Why are you asking so many questions about it, right? And during that scene, he's cautious. He's facing away from them. So in one hand, right, he takes one hand and he slides it in to his pocket.
Talking about the gun.
That's where he got the gun. And he's like, yo, if things go south, I'm about to pop off. Everybody's about to die in this show. So just as the group was growing suspicious of him, that's when we got Dr. 111. He flips off. He's like, everybody quiet. He's stressed out. He's stressed out because of the games. He's stressed out. These niggas stressing him out, talking about these organs. He don't got much he has left for anybody.
It's just too much to handle. Dr. 90210 is having a hard time here, ladies and gentlemen.
Facts. So it was just in the nick of time that he had this breakdown, because all the heat was on our guy Stepdaddy. But because of this breakout or breakdown, the heat kind of went back on Dr. 111. So he tells everybody, shut up, I'll destroy these organs right now if you don't shut the hell up. And so of course they shut the hell up.
And that part is actually really interesting when he says that. I mean, granted, maybe he knew they can't kill me right here, because they do that, that's going to ruin the game. Comes in this in, that's kind of ballsy. That's kind of badass to be like, you know what, if we don't do this, then I'm just going to do this. And they're like, they have no choice but to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they need him. He's the doctor. He knows how to get these organs out there, selling these organs. So they need him around, right? But it got the heat off of Stepdaddy just long enough for Dr. 111 to take out the organs. And Stepdaddy and this other guy, they go out because the ship, which contains the people that they're selling these organs to, are here. And they're like, yo, we about to get top dollar for these joints because dude's fresh and dead. They go out, him and this other guy go out. And Dr. 111 is like, yo, I did my job. What's the next game? I need my payments. And the guys who are left, the game masters who are left, they're like, yo, we don't know. So go back to the dorms. We'll tell you when we know. And now this is when Dr. 111, he kirk off. He's like, I did my effing job. You had one job, and it's to tell me what the next game.
What's the game, damn it?
And he kirks off, like he's not having it. He takes one of the dudes hostage. He's like, y'all better tell me what's good, like, because it's about to go down. And the guy who has him, who's like in his capsule, right? He's telling him, like, yeah, just go. But before you go, get the keys out of my pocket.
That's wild.
Get my keys out the pocket so you can get into the secret room that, where you can find out the next game. And Dr. 111, right? He's like, don't you try this shit with me. So he's like, and the guy who's held hostage, he's like, yo, if you don't believe me, just pull the keys out of my pocket, bro. I ain't got no reason to lie. And Dr. 111, he's like, all right, let me call his bluff. Let me go into this pocket.
Let's see what's going on here.
He goes into the pocket, and ain't shit there. And the other dude, the guy who has him, who's held hostage, he's like, all right, this is my chance. A scuffle breaks out. And low-key, it ended up with Doctor going crazy. He stabs up dude. The other guy tries to, get away. He ends up, for whatever reason, the doctor ends up like overpowering the other guy and makes a run for it. So now he's on camera. The camera got him running through the halls. And
and that's interesting you said that, because real quick, they had a way. Yo, what up? That's interesting you said that, because you caught him on camera earlier in the episodes. Every time that they did anything, they were able to. It was like this interesting way with the kid. Yes, so that's interesting you say that, and it's like right now it's hot. They made it. He made it too hot. But carry on. He
made it too hot. So he goes off running, right, and we're flashback to what's it called? Our main cast of characters.
Yes.
They decided, hey, look, we already know tonight is about to be a war zone, so we got to prepare. We got to barricade everything. They barricaded everything, and our guy, 101 Cockface, he comes over to talk a little shit. He comes over to Manchild, be like, look, basically, I'm coming for you tonight, bro. Ain't nothing you can do. I'm coming for you. And Manchild is like, look, if I were you, I'll be scared because we trust each other over here. Your group, y'all cutthroat. If I was over there, you would be the first one I would take out as the leader. And so that made Cockface a little, cautious.
It took away his cockiness.
Right. Took away his cockiness. He is like shaking in his boots low key, but trying to keep it together. Right. But we also have the scene with Stepdaddy. Stepdaddy is going with this second game master, right? Or game player or game soldier.
Yes.
To try to take the organs to the ship that's awaiting for payment. And he's still acting suspicious. And I'm like, bro, it was just hot 2 seconds ago when he's
chill. Yeah.
Yes. They go through the kitchen trying to move the refrigerator door, the secret trap door. Dude doesn't even participate. He don't know what the hell going on. They go down the chamber through the ladder and he don't know about the bombs. He's asking questions about the VIPs, right? That the other guy brought up, the VIPs. And he's asking questions about the VIPs. And I'm like, bruh, you already know they are suspecting of you. Why are you asking all these fucking questions? As soon as dude told me, hey, don't touch it, I would have been like, I know. We're like,
play it off. What are you doing?
I already know this. Why are you telling me this?
He might be your stepdad, but he's an idiot.
Yeah, he's being dumb. Like, I don't know why he's being so stupid. Like that, yeah. So when they get down the ladder, they get down the ladder, right? And that's when the other guy, the soldier, the gameplay with the mask, in too deep, right? But he ain't playing it cool.
Now frontman gets this, yes.
So yeah, the other game soldier, he's like, take off your mask because you acting funny. Your voice is different. I don't know who you are. So our boo Stepdaddy, right?
Yeah, he
had no choice.
He's my boo too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Hey, boo.
This is literally the scene where dude had him like, yeah, you ain't who you say you are, right? But at that point, Stepdaddy has something in his pocket. He's like, yo,
I don't like where this is going. Oh, okay, there we go. I know where this was going for a minute. I don't know, see, because I was supposed to say yes, and I was like, okay. But
he
carry
pulled
on.
out the pistol.
Okay.
And he told him, take off your mask. And
I'm not gonna lie, out of context, this could come off so because I'm sitting there listening and I'm like, something's in his pocket, you take off your mask.
Right, exactly right. What's going on?
Sound like something I accidentally run into on the internet, but carry on.
This is an alcohol recap, guys. Get your
I'm totally with it. Let's go. Listen,
yes.
I don't know what was in his pocket, but I mentioned what was in his pocket. And you said a pistol too? I don't know. Yo, Charmaine.
From it was a zaddy. Yes, he was. But stepdaddy, because the main daddy.
Why you two? I have to listen to this. Come on, now keep it up. Oh, we're talking more about the pistol talk, right? All right. Let's talk about how he pulled out his pistol. And we're talking about an actual gun here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, he pulled out an actual gun and told dude, like, yo, take off your mask. Because guess what? I'm here. I know y'all was talking snap about the last zombie. Who's the zombie with the missing kidney? Because you know where the other kidney is? Right here, my guy. I got it in my stomach. That's my brother. Where's my brother? And the guy, the game soldier, he's like, brother.
He said
the zombie like was a chick. Yes. Yes, it was a chick, and these were some nasty guys. They took advantage of her off of some necrophilia type stuff. And it was at that point that our stepdaddy realized that this ain't his brother. So what he ends up doing, right? The game soldier, he's like, we can team up. I can split my money with you, because he's scared. At this point, the pistol is pointing at him, and he's like, I'm about to die. Let me see. Let me see what I can negotiate here. But stepdaddy, what'd you say?
No, send this in. I'd be scared too. But yeah, stepdaddy, continue. Yeah, step Squid daddy. Step Squid daddy. That's SSD.
Yes. SSD with the BDE. He's like, look.
Oh my goodness.
F you. I don't trust you. You a bad person anyway. So he just shoots him. He's like cold-blooded, pow, done.
Cold-blooded.
And that's what needed to happen, because these people are shady. You don't know what they about to do.
Yeah, no, you can't trust anybody on this thing. It's like all 3 seasons of Flavor of Love. You can't trust anybody. I am totally drinking motor oil. How did you know? You do it too? You drink the same thing? No, it's Rashid. It's red rum. I mean, red wine, red rum.
Red rum murder, just like the
yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. You know what it is? We're talking about Squid Game and his blood, and I'm just red rum, red, blah blah blah. You get it. But carry on.
So yeah, this isn't the cookie episode. This is the episode right after. The next 2 episodes right after. So after he shoots the guy, what's his name? Main gang master, the dude who's in charge, the dude with the different mask. Yes, Black Mask. So he already knows what's going on, right?
Yes.
He's like, oh, there's some suspicious happening here, because again, we saw on camera that Dr. 101, he got seen on camera. So as stepdaddy makes his way back up the ladder and into this shaft of this other area. We don't know where he's going, right?
He's at the Bat Cave.
He's at the Bat Cave.
It's like this whole nother area. I don't know how to describe it, but I know what you mean. It's like, because like everyone have their own area in this in this island, right? So you got I'm sorry, the inmates, they're here, the workers, they have this little area for it. But then he has this whole area. It's like the Bat Cave. It's like the Bat Cave, and then there's the mansion, then the cave. But carry on.
He makes his way there, but as he's making his way there, we got the game master with a different mask. He comes right hot on his tail. He's like, look, who are these people? Where is he at? The soldiers, they're ready to brush it under the rug. No, he probably left, long gone by this point, right? and Black Mask is like, nah, we still got the same amount of what's it called, the little scuba diving gear. So he's somewhere in the vicinity.
Yeah.
So if you're watching, take a shot. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video with your friends. We're drinking and we're recapping the episode. So join us, and we're having fun. So,
like to read that too?
Oh God, someone else has been drinking and decided to photobomb our episode.
Unbelievable.
This person doesn't watch the show, guys.
I don't watch the show. I don't even know why y'all watching the show. But it's amazing. You said something about you drinking, and so am I. So I felt like I should join the party, even momentarily. So yeah, that's what I do.
But we can't see you. Where's the drinks?
It's right here. There you go. You happy?
Watch the episode and then come back. You're not even drinking. Just
I'm not
interrupting
watching
the vibe here. Get out of here.
I'm not watching a show called Squid Games. That don't make sense.
But you would watch if it was Squidward Games.
You love Squid Games? Why are you watching Squid Games? You're only 6.
See, everyone likes Squid Games. If you like Squid Games, leave us a like.
And this is happening right here on air. Thank you, Chris.
She's too young to be watching Squid Games.
Bye, the executive.
Can't deal with him.
Right, where were we? So I forgot where we were.
We were talking about the game master, like the actual Black Mask, and I think he confronts somebody. Who did he confront?
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Charmaine. So Black Mask was talking to soldiers like, look, he's still here. We got
that was so good. But it shows you his intelligence too. Like I feel like that plays later on in the episodes and whatever, but just shows his intelligence. Like no, this because he has a count on these. That's important. Like he has a count on these scuba diving gear, right? It was scuba diving gear, right? And oh my god.
All right, good. I'm glad we like separate ones because you can have Stepdaddy and I can have Squid Daddy because that's my main man right there, Squid Daddy. But anyway.
Wow. I don't know what this is the last show we do. At least with Hawkeye, at least with Hawkeye, he's just a daddy because he's legitimately a daddy. That's why. Yes, no one finds him attractive, but go ahead.
This is Squid Daddy, guys. Just in case you're watching, this is Squid Daddy, aka my main man of the show. But anyway.
No, it really is. If you follow her on Instagram, he's there. I don't know how, but he's there.
So again, we are placed later on. Dr. 111, right? Dr. 111.
Yes,
he's
90210.
Yeah, he's gone off the rails. He's trying to find a way out. He ends up leaving through the halls, ends up going to the whole area of the previous games with the cookies, right? And he gets confronted by the last game soldier. The soldier's like, look, I need you to go back to your room, please. We can still get away with this if you just shut the F up and obey what the hell I'm telling you to do. And Doctor, he's like, yo, I don't believe you. So this Squid Game soldier, he ends up kind of convincing him to put his weapon down and to come with him. And it was during that time that the Squid soldier, the PlayStation soldier, he comes behind him like he was his friend, but low-key, he's literally trying to stab him in the back. Ooh. He has a little switchblade. He's about to stab him, and the next thing you know, he is shot dead by Black Mask. Black Mask comes in, he's like, you destroyed the sanctity of the game. This is all about equality and fairness. These people have lived a tough life outside of this games, and this games is all about giving everyone an equal shot. He gives this whole spiel about the reason allegedly behind the games. And he tells them that, look, yeah, you destroyed the sanctity of the game. You got to die. Kills Squid Game soldier. Kills Dr. 111. Dr. 111 is out for the count. Adios. Bye-bye. God rest his soul.
I don't know about that part. Because he did some scummy stuff, but Carrie.
He did some scummy stuff, yes,
he was scummy. Dr. Scum.
Dr. Scum.
Dr. Dead now, because he's dead.
So that was Stepdaddy. He goes to the archives. Literally, they have archives.
Oh yeah.
And
this is interesting.
Very interesting. He again, once he goes up the ladder, goes through the shaft. He's led to this open area, and that's where he finds this room that has like a log of all the winners, everyone who's played the games, because he's looking for his brother, right? The archives of his brother. And
he did too. Tell us you did a great job.
Great job. You did great. He went away. We appreciate your help here.
Yes.
So, and it was during this time while he was going through the log, right? He discovers that his brother was a former winner back in like 2015. This nigga was the winner of the whole game.
Isn't it crazy when you think about, so they were going back in time on how long this game been. I think it said it had been going on since 1988, and you go like, 1988. You go like, wow, this game been going on for a long time. No one thought to like, maybe we just like, maybe we should stop this. But yeah, he was a winner, and yeah, he was a winner.
He was a winner. We found out later in the season what exactly, at what capacity he's is involved with this whole organization. But yeah, that was pretty much the end of that episode. Stepdaddy finds out that his brother was a winner, that, you know, he was involved in this whole situation. And it was just a lot of, you know, intrigue, a lot of stuff that happened in this episode. I was very excited to watch this and recap it with you guys, because it was just so much information that we got in this episode, more so than I feel like any other. Like, we got a lot of behind the scenes stuff, which is great.
Yeah, because it wasn't just about the main cast. It was also finding out a little bit more about this cast of these masked individuals, and getting a little bit, trying to even figure out, because there's so many different arcs here. I mean, obviously there's the arcs with the main character trying to win this money for various reasons, for, you know, it could change their life. But then you have the arc about, hey, who's the guy behind the black mask? Hey, what's going on with I'm not calling him Squid. I'm not calling him Stepdaddy, but I'm going to say Snake, Solid Snake. You know, the police officer. He what's going? I mean, is he going to find his brother? But, you know, you got to continue to watch these reviews with us on Saturday around 8. And we're going to be here next week again. We're going to be here again next week again, talking about episodes 6 and 7. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be combining 2 episodes from now on, because there's so many different projects here that we're doing in UPRE. I mean, can we say it? Yeah, we can say it. I said Hawkeye earlier. We're going to be reviewing Hawkeye. There's so much fun things going on. You guys are doing movies. I don't know all the movies, but I know you guys. All right. I'm not even going to
Hey, Jenna Lee.
Jenna Lee. Oh,
thanks for watching.
You're doing a great job, madam. You should not be watching. No, I gotta say, Jenna Lee should not be watching a review on Squid Games because she's too young. But thank you, madam, for that. And I also say, what was it? We got a bunch of projects. See, I think we pretty much covered both episode. What was that, 4 and 5? We talked about all the blood spill. We talked about all the daddies, and yeah, I know we did.
And that was the 2 episodes. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like the video and enjoy this next Saturday. Bring your alcohol, because this is fun for us. Let it be fun for you. Drink with us. We're talking shit about the show. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's literally like a free flow at this moment. Like, yeah, fuck it, just join us.
If you're here, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. You can also see a little bit more of me on my channel on See the Superior. Yes. I'll be going over the newly released Stranger Things trailer. So don't forget to subscribe for that. And join us next week. Like the video. We'll see you.
What are you doing? Yeah, don't just be hitting us on those DMs. Don't do it privately. Show it publicly, man.
Right, show it publicly. We need it in the public. We ain't here. We're not here to be your sneaky link. We want to be your main joint. But anyway.
Oh, that was an accident. But wait, was that the outro? I think you keep hitting the wrong thing. Ladies and gentlemen, she's drunk. We say good night. Thank you for joining us, and like, love, and share. Bye.